Of course, there were computers in publishing before, but Apple produced a compact system at a fraction of the price, and it didn't take long for others to follow. What was a simple new idea turned into a 1987 money spinner? Well, Graham Hallett is a leading commentator on desktop publishing industry. Graham, if I went out to buy a system today, how would I know what to choose?
Well, it depends what work you're intending to do, Mac. Frankly, if you're a marketeer or a creative designer, the graphical environment that's represented by the Apple Macintosh here is absolutely ideal. Let me give you some examples of the sort of work that can be done. An internal company newspaper, for example.
You'd never dream that was done on PageMaker, would you?
I think not.
So much like a real newspaper.
A similar speciality publication. This one is actually oriented towards script writers, authors, journalists.
That looks a bit more like what I'd expect.
Still quite high quality.
It is very good quality, yes.
Internal this actually is a software manual, the nature of which is the text actually is going to be changing quite a lot through the content of the book, and there's quite a lot of graphics involved.
But again, it's done page by page rather than as a book or chapter.
It is.
Yes.
And of course, in the company, there are the traditional overhead presentation foils, which of course these days can be made very graphical, very attractive, very easy.
And of course a lot cheaper than doing them on slides and so on.
A lot quicker too.
Yes, and you're able to change them, of course.
Yes.
Well, let's have a look at it.
Right. This is a very simple job that I'm going to work on here, a reply paid card. First of all, I'm going to be working here on what I call the master page, where we actually set items of style which are going to recur through the document. The next page of it, in fact, is the backside, which the post office will see. Here's the finished job. And if we actually look at how easy it is, at this point I can't move the master items. They're style items which are fixed, but my specifics here to make a complementary ticket are just gatherable and assemblable like this.
And if you're doing a large number of those, you wouldn't do them on your own laser printer, you do the master and then send them off to be
because
printed.
This typically will be a mailing job, and we'd be wanting to print 500, 1,000, shall we say, and no better way than to the instant printer.
Well, the Mac's been around with that sort of software for some time now.
Yes.
Let's have a look at what's available on the IBM systems or their compatibles.
Right. Oldest PageMaker, the program we just saw, of course, is now available on IBM-type systems. But this is a fairly professional configuration that we have right here. The compact Despro 386, a very fast processor, a professional-sized screen. And in fact, this is a different package called the Xerox Ventura Publisher, which is more oriented towards longer document production, such as a book. This is a 250-page book, in which the style is going to be fairly constant throughout the publication.
And any changes you want, you must run from page to page right throughout any chapter.
Yes, and it works very, very effectively, as you'll see. This is a document of about 15 pages, as you'll see. If we flick to the next page, we have the odd bit of graphic in it. If I click to the end of the document, see how quickly we process through the 15 pages.
I might say at this point that in fact it's a very high resolution screen, and there is no flicker whatsoever, but at home on your television screen you do see a certain amount of flickering.
Yes. Notice here at the end of the document that the two columns are balanced, although we've come to the end of the document. But let's go back to the beginning and make a few modifications. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a frame in here for a diagram. And notice how the frame is created and the text has flowed around it. I want to pick that up. If I move the frame, notice it moves the flowing changes as well. That's pretty unrealistic. There we go. Let's actually put a graphic in it now. That diagram there.
That's a lens of a camera you put in there.
I think so, yes. I'm pretty happy with that, but I think aesthetically I would rather position it to the edge of the text, and possibly to fit the aesthetics of the columnar structure. Sorry, I missed. There we go. Now, just to see what effect that's had at the end of the document, let's flick to the end, because inserting that diagram, of course, means that the end of the document has gone, still is balanced, but is right now down at the bottom of the page.
That's great.
Very quick.
It is. Graham, we'll come back to you in a moment.
Thank you.
Well, it does seem like the old story. The more function they put in, the longer it takes to actually learn how to use them properly. Graham, what do these systems cost, roughly?
Well, the Apple Macintosh configuration that we saw first, complete with LaserWriter and software, is around the £8,000 mark. A comparable IBM configuration, I'd say, would be just a little over 10,000, and a really quite professional system, such as this, is probably going to be 12 plus.
But that includes the laser printer
Oh, yes.
as well?
Yes.
Yes. How much does that cost?
Somewhere between as little as 3,000 and 5,000.
Uh-huh. But also you've got a page print cost in that, haven't you?
Yes, you have. The cost of consumables effectively is it, and one can reckon, generally speaking, about 3p a page.
So that's why for large runs you have to do them in another way.
Yes.
Now, how do you justify having a laser printer?
Well, in the days of networks, of course, although that is quite an expensive cost, if a group of 3, 6, 10 users, which is perfectly practical, can share one laser printer, then frankly you're in the sort of region per workstation of a dot matrix printer.
And different groups can actually use it?
Yes, and I think that's a very important factor about desktop publishing, that it is really a work group activity. By the nature of things, some people are very good at creating words, some are better at graphics, and then of course you have the people who are good at design and actually laying out a page and finishing the product.
Thank you very much. So that's it for this week. So until then, goodbye.